host Elena from Melodionics, and today we are starting a brand new series called Quick Book Review, where I'm going to review books within 5 minutes. So let's get started. But before that, if you haven't yet watched our previous videos where we gave recommendations for romance reads and thriller reads, please click on the link in the descriptions below and watch those videos, and also subscribe to our channel if you haven't already done that yet. Now let's get back to the book that I have in store for you. Today I'm going to talk about an author who is not actually an author. He is a writer in a lot of ways. He's written scripts, screenplays, but most importantly, he's famous as an actor. He's done shows, he's done TV shows, he's done movies and theater and I don't know what not. So he's done a lot of those things. And then he recently wrote a book about his life, about his journey and his battle through addiction. Yes, I'm talking about Matthew Perry if you haven't guessed already, and he is the famous Chandler Bing from the show Friends. So let's talk about this book called Friends, Lovers and the Big Terrible Thing, written by Matthew Perry, the famous Chandler Bing from the show called Friends. So if you have watched Friends, you would have seen that all of these people are very young, and Matthew Perry got this role of Chandler Bing when he was 24 years old. But his battle through addiction, his battle through alcoholism, smoking and drugs started way back. It started when he was 14 years old. And by the way, if you all don't know this already, he was a star tennis player at that moment in Canada. And he moved to Los Angeles because his parents were separated, and he had his own battle because of that as well. But you will get to read all of that in the book. I'm not going to narrate all of that because it's very beautifully written. It's a very good description of his childhood, how he faced all of those struggles and how struggles in his life began very early. And it wasn't until he became a star that, the struggles began. It was very early in his life, and things like smoking and alcohol and drugs came into his life. So basically, this is about his story, about how he was an actor, a famed star on the show Friends, that at that point in time also was very popular. It was very popular amongst everybody. And there's a very famous story there, which I don't know if a lot of people know, but before the show began, these people knew that this show is going to get very famous. And so these 6 people, the 6 friends on the show who you know as Ross, Chandler, Phoebe, Rachel, Monica and Joey, of course. These people were asked to go on a trip and live life as normal people, because after the show they will not be able to get that chance, and they would be famed actors at that point in time, and they will not be able to live their normal lives. They will not be able to walk on the street and people will not recognize them. And this is exactly what happened when the show launched, and when people got crazy about the show, people realized that this is supposed to be a big thing, and this is actually a big thing. So that is like a very small instance from this book called Friends, Lovers and the Big Terrible Thing, which I would definitely recommend to everybody. It's not only about his battle through addiction, but it's also about a few moments that he's shared from his life, and whatever he's written is from his heart. You can see the Matthew Perry tone, you can see the Chandler Bing tone written in the book. It's both funny and emotional, very sensitive, and it talks about so many things that it'll shake you to the core. And I'm saying this because I cried at numerous instances while reading this book. So I am not an easy person who cries through books, but when I do, it really means something. So this is all about that. The best part about this is it has pictures. It has so many pictures about these people, and I would show like a few of those to you. Yeah, so you can see this, and then there's this. So there are a lot of pictures in this book as well. So while you read it, you can actually feel and you can actually see what was happening at that point in time. You can see the difference in Chandler Bing throughout the seasons, if you've noticed that already, and you can see that in these pictures as well. So this is a good part. And finally, I'd like to read out a few lines that I loved through the book. The first is on page number 81. If you have read the book, you would know what I'm talking about. So Matthew Perry writes, "Now, all these years later, I'm certain that I got famous so I would not waste my entire life trying to get famous. You have to get famous to know that it's not the answer. and nobody who is not famous will ever truly believe that. And I think that's very, very true. I have never heard anybody who is not famous saying that, getting famous is not really the answer. Again, there's another line that I would like to talk about. That's on page number 229. He writes, I am enough, I am more than enough, and I don't need to put on a show anymore. I have made my mark. Now it's time to sit back and enjoy it and find true love and a real life, not one that is run on fear. And immediately on the next page, there are a few other lines that say, I was a kid from Canada who had all his dreams come true. They were just the wrong dreams. And instead of giving up, I changed and found new dreams. So this book is a journey of Matthew Perry, of his life, his struggles, and everything in between. And it also has a foreword by Lisa Kudrow, famously known as Phoebe from Friends. And if you are interested in reading a memoir by Matthew Perry, the famous Chandler Bing, please go ahead and pick this book. I think I should have convinced you enough, haven't I? Well, with that, we have come to an end of this quick book review. I hope to have taken only 5 minutes of your time. But if I took like a few more minutes, please forgive me for that. I will stay on time the next time. So, if you haven't yet watched my previous videos wherein I gave recommendations for thriller books and romance books, please go ahead, click on the links in the description below and watch them. And please don't forget to give us a big fat thumbs up if you like this video and comment down below which book I should review next. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel to stay tuned for more updates. And thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.